welcome to another video. Today it is my July book haul. I have got a fairly high stack in front of me. I don't feel like it's as bad as it is some months, but it's quite bad. I'm going to do my usual thing of going through the books that I was gifted, the books that I bought myself. I don't have any books yet this month because I am currently still waiting on my Illumicrate box to arrive, and then I'm going to do my July unboxings when that one arrives. So I've only got 2 stacks to go through. There's a fair few here. But let's get started with the books that I was very kindly gifted by publishers. So I'm going to start off with this pile, which are books from Usborne. So they sent me Peril on the Atlantic by A.M. Howell. This is the finished copy. I got sent the ARC earlier in the year. The Boy You Always Wanted by Michelle Quach. Again, a finished copy. I got sent the ARC earlier this year. And The Boy Who Made Monsters by Jenny Pearson. Again, this is the finished copy. I have been sent the ARC already. Because I have the ARCs of these 3, I'm not going to actually keep these ones. I'm going to re-gift these ones to my nephews. Probably not The Boy You Always Wanted, but I'll re-gift Peril on the Atlantic and The Boy Who Made Monsters to my nephews because I've already got 1 copy of the book. I don't need 2. I'm not someone who really collects duplicate copies, so those ones, thank you very much, Usborne, but I'm going to be giving them away to my nephew's school most likely. Usborne also sent me Search for the Black Mirror by Helena Duggan. So I have read Helena Duggan's Place Called Perfect. I think I've read book 1. I don't know if I read book 2. This one is, I think, a sequel to The Light Thieves. So this is a second series of hers. I did really like The Place Called Perfect. I haven't read book 1, but I think I still am interested to see how this one goes. It does sound quite cute. This one does sound like quite a young middle grade. So the sun is being stolen. It's a catastrophe for the planet, and some friends are trying to work out how it's happening. We've got a tech genius who is behind the theft, and they're trying to stop him, but they can't use any of his own technology against him. So they need to try and solve the issue. I feel like this is going to be a kind of climate change book, which I do generally quite like, particularly in middle grade. So thank you very much, Usborne. But for Rago, I got the Fat Black Woman's Poems by Grace Nichols. This is a super skinny little poetry book. I really like poetry. I don't read very much poetry, mainly because I never know what to pick up. So this one will get added to my poetry collection, and yeah, I will try and read a few as I get through. I also got Tip in the Velvet by Sarah Waters. So both of these ones are part of Virago's 50th anniversary collection. They were releasing 1 book from each decade. I've heard good things about Tip in the Velvet. I've never read it, and I'm excited to. So this one is a reimagining of late Victorian life. We follow the adventures of Nan King, who starts life as an oyster girl, and then she falls in love with a cross-dressing music hall performer, the dashing Kitty Butler. So it sounds like it's going to be a queer historical fiction, and I'm excited. Again, it's a bit more of a literary book than I normally would read, but I am still excited to get to it. So thank you very much, Virago, for these 2 books, and I apologise if I've been pronouncing your name wrong throughout this. I realised I don't know how to say it. The last 2 books I got sent from Head of Zeus. So they sent me The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. I think last month bought In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, and I'm really excited to get to that one and this one. This is another dark academia. And I think this one is about cults and being sort of taken in by a cult, and I am very excited to read this one. This is very high on my TBR. I also got sent My Own Worst Enemy by Lily Linden, again from Head of Zeus. This one is a queer kind of drama romance. So we follow our main character, Emmy, who realizes that she is fancying this woman who always is pitted against this other star, May. They are the same casting type, they look similar, so they are always up against each other for the same roles. And it sounds like it's going to be a fun, queer, great little kind of summer romancy read, so I'm excited for that one. So thank you very much to all of those publishers for sending me this stack of gifted books. Now I'm going to the books that I bought myself. So I'm just going to actually do a little bit of organising here very quickly. So the first book that, these aren't in the order, but the first book I'm going to talk about is Desperate Measures by Katie Roberts. I got this one off Vinted. This is one of, I don't know if they need to be read in order or not, but this is one of Katie Roberts. I don't know what the series is called. It's a kind of dark, wicked villains, that's the series. It's like a dark fairy tale retelling, and I believe this one is an Aladdin retelling. And I think this follows Jasmine and Jafar. I haven't yet read anything by Katie Roberts, but I'm very excited to. They sound right up my street. My friend Elle loves Katie Roberts, so I am, again, very excited to read this one because I feel like we have a fairly similar taste in romance, so I am excited. We then had earlier this month, and again, I did do, this is included in a vlog, which I'll try and link up here if I can remember which vlog this was in. But the Oxfam shop near me had a £1 sale. Every single book, £1. So obviously I bought a lot. There were only 4 books that I actually bought for me. A lot of the books I bought for other reasons. But I bought Gargantus by Thomas Taylor. This is book 2 in the Malamander series, but I'm really excited to read Malamander. I just needed to own it. And I figured if I own book 2, especially because it only cost me £1, if I own book 2, I'm more likely to pick up book 1. There's some logic there. Does it work? Probably not. But again, it was £1, so I don't mind. Rainy Season by Jose Eduardo Aguilusa. This one is, again, much more of a literary book than I normally read. Jose Eduardo Aguilusa is an Angolan author, and so I'm using this one for part of my Read the World challenge, where I want to read a book by an author from every country in the world. I don't have an author from Angola, and yeah, this sounds like it could be interesting. I don't really know anything about it, but I think it is just set in Angola and about kind of, I think it's a bit of a slice of life. Like I said, it's going to be a lot more literary than I normally read, but it does sound interesting to me. I also, in the £1 sale, picked up Station 11 by Emily St John Mandel. I haven't read anything by this author, and I want to. I don't know whether I should read this one before I read Sea of Tranquility, because Sea of Tranquility also sounds like I'm going to like it. But it sounds interesting. I'm going to read it. It was £1, so of course I picked it up. And then the final one I bought in the £1 sale was Clanlands by Sam Hewen and Graham McTavish. This is a non-fiction about Scotland. I think it is literally just the two of them driving around Scotland and just enjoying Scotland. If I'm totally honest, fancy him, like Scotland, got men in kilts, that's about it really. Yeah, I don't really know what it's about. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'm happy to have it on my shelf in case I do get to it fairly quickly. Then the last ones that I bought, I've had a couple of incidents of going into the works and getting carried away. So I bought Josh and Hazel's Guide to Fake Dating by Christina Loren. This was in the 3 for £6 sale, as are the next 2 that I'm talking about. So I mean, like, it's £2. It's so cheap. So this one follows Josh and Hazel, surprisingly enough. I think it looks like they are friends, and they don't want people to know that they're both single. So I think they, yeah, set each other up on progressively terrible double dates. Means there's nothing between them. It does sound cute. It sounds fun. This is one that I would like to get to. I do own a couple Christina Loren books. I'm interested to read The Honeymooners, and this one is the other one that I'm quite interested to read. The other one I own is The True Love Experiment, which doesn't excite me quite as much as this one and The Honeymooners do. I then bought Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. I don't really know anything about this other than it follows a group of elderly assassins. And that was all I needed to know, and it was in the 3 for £6 sale. Sounds good. It sounds good. I have nothing else to say. I also picked up, for the third one in my 3 for £6, I picked up Black Valley Farm by Sheila Bugler. This one is one which sounds fantastic. I'm so excited to read this one. So there was a mass murder at this farm, at Black Valley Farm, and the only suspect disappeared. And there's a new podcast that is going to basically try and reveal everything. And yeah, someone who has been living a lie for the last 10 years, everything's about to be revealed. It sounds like it's going to be a really twisty, dark crime thriller. I'm very excited to read this one when, I was going to say when it gets darker and rainier, but I mean, it is currently raining. So, but when it kind of gets into those like cold autumn, winter nights, this feels like a very wintry book, and I'm excited. The last three that I also bought in the works, I picked up The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I've heard some mixed things about this. Now, everyone at work is raving about it. So my friend Alexis and my other friend Lex as well are also basically say this is fantastic. This follows a woman who shot her husband in the head, and she hasn't spoken since. And it's only the psychologist that can make her speak. She is the silent patient. Yes, I've heard some people say that it's not so good. Some people say it's absolutely fantastic. So I am very excited to read this one. Again, this feels a little bit more like a kind of autumn winter book, and I'm hyped. I then picked up The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I actually have an arc of this one, which I haven't read. But this one just sounds like it's going to be a fun kind of, in my mind, this is going to be similar to The Ex-Hex, a sort of autumnal romance. And I think it pretty much does what it says in the tin. It's a witch who fake dates a demon, probably. Yeah, sounds cute, sounds fun. I like the cover. I'm excited. It was £3. I ain't complaining. And then finally, I picked up My Mechanical Romance by Alexine Farrell Falmouth. So this is Olivia Blake. This is another pen name of Olivia Blake, who wrote The Atlas Six. And this is a YA romance, I believe. To be honest, I picked this one up because it's £2, and because it's by Olivia Blake. I don't really know if it is something that I'm going to massively enjoy. I might not, I don't know. It is basically about an engineering team at school. It seems like it's going to be like a high school romance between a girl on the engineering team and the guy who is on the engineering team and also on the football team. I picked it up because it's Olivia Blake and it was only £2, but also it kind of gave me the vibes of Never Have I Ever. And I really, really like that show. So I thought I'd pick it up. It is only small. It's not very long at all. It's going to be, what, 200 pages? 250 pages. So short read. I'm excited. I'll get to it at some point. So that was my book haul. As usual, I did buy possibly a few too many books, but I am excited by all of the ones that I bought. And again, some of the ones that I got gifted, I'm either really excited by, or the ones which I know my nephews will absolutely love. And I feel like when I'm being sent unsolicited books, especially when I've been sent that book already, I have no qualms about gifting them to my nephew's school. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So let's try and pick up all of these books. I haven't stacked these very well. Ooh. Do they all fit in shot? Just about. So that is my book haul for July. Let me know if you have read any of the books that I have hauled today. Would you have picked the same ones up? And if you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.